This is In the Parks and Beyond, the podcast where we dive deep into the magical world of Disney, explore the thrills of Universal, and venture beyond the parks. Join us for insider tips, expert insights, and world-class recommendations on the best rides, shows, and hidden gems. We'll take you on culinary journeys with top food picks and share exciting adventures from destinations around the world. So, pull your lap bars down and head into the parks with us as we embark on this roller coaster we call life.
Welcome back to In the Parks and Beyond podcast. I'm Josh.
I am Jared.
I'm Katie.
And today, we have to continue the Epic Universe conversation because she's officially open. Any thoughts from you guys?
I just want to say really quick, I am so glad that they prioritized experience over ticket sales, because even though I was not there, it looked like everybody had an amazing time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Low crowds, low wait times.
I'm very upset that I didn't get an opening day ticket now.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think it was they wanted experience, or do you think they didn't want a PR disaster on the first day?
Both,
yeah.
Now, do you think it's going to be like that for a while?
I would say at least the first couple weekends, I think.
Gotcha.
Because I think the whole point of increasing the capacity during previews was to really test what the park is ready for. So if they continue to keep it limited, it will help them kind of get all the kinks out before everybody jumps in over the summer.
Yeah, I had an opening day ticket and I swapped my trip for a September ticket, but I did that so I could go to HHN too. So
Priorities.
That sounds like an epic trip to me, Epic Universe, then HHN.
Yep. But I am very excited because to me, this theme park is like, we were kind of talking before we started recording about the future of theme parks and everything. And I think this theme park is like a very good representation of that, because it's not just about the rides and it's not just about the food. It's like all the theming. Like, you can go there and just walk around and still have a great day and not get on any rides, I know most people want to go on the rides, but
It's like they said, they're putting the park back into theme park.
Exactly.
I loved how detailed everything. It really reminded me of what Disney used to do, which makes sense because all the Imagineers went over to Universal and gave the middle finger. But I really am excited because I really think that Universal doing this is going to push Disney to get back to its roots. It's going to push other theme parks in the area and the country to really get more innovative.
I think it's already pushing, honestly. Over the last year or two, think about it. Like, SeaWorld's expanded, Legoland's expanded, Busch Gardens is expanded. So like they've already. I think when they announced their new park, when was it? 2019, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 2019.
They already started the push to change it. So like, and now that it's open and prove that they did change it, it's just, I just don't. For me personally, like seeing all the comments from people, like not trying to like call out like certain fans, like, but Disney fans are saying that like, I don't see how people are saying it's like the best park in the world, or like they think it's overhyped, overrated. I'm like, how? Like how? I just don't. It is the best park. I don't care what people say.
I have to agree. It's definitely a number one park for me. It's just the storytelling, the atmosphere, and the fact that they are actually having, like, Universal is very good about it, but they really nailed it with the street actors.
Yes,
and everything.
Big time.
That really ties in the theming at any theme park, and that
for sure
instantly puts it above any park.
Like,
big time.
I said when I first went that I am not like a huge character person, but the characters there, they are the people that put that experience over the top and made it like a top tier experience for me. So I am a character person now because of the street performers at Epic.
It's just the interactions, like, and the fact that they remember you.
Exactly.
Like, I was seeing videos from some people who went months ago, and then Igor remembered them. Like, I thought that was cool. And and it's just like the way that it's like a completely different world, just like from the movies or from the shows. Like the characters are their own thing at Epic Universe.
Exactly.
They really do put their own flair on everything.
And
So,
like, go for it, Katie.
oh, I was just gonna say, I don't know about you guys, but like I legit got butterflies when I walked into Dark Universe and when I walked into Isle of Berk. Not that I
Mhm.
don't love Super Nintendo World and Ministry of Magic, but for my inner horror child, like Dark Universe was just something that I've been waiting for a really long time for a theme park to do
Yes.
and be brave enough to do something that's scary but not like, too gory or anything.
I have to say, I mean, you all know already, but How to Train Your Dragon, I am a huge fan of. I was 12 years old when that first movie came out, so walking into the Isle of Berk, I like instantly felt transported back to 12-year-old me just seeing the movie come to life for the first time.
No,
They-
they
I
they
watched
nailed
those
it.
movies as a mid 30-year-old adult, but I still love them.
They, no matter what age you are, they make you so emotional.
They do.
I will say it was cool to see Super Nintendo World and like the games I played as a kid alive, but man, that land is overstimulating.
But there's a lot going on. There's definitely a lot going on.
I
Oh,
haven't
man.
tried it with the power up band
Mm.
yet.
I haven't either. I want to get one. I think I'm going to.
I was afraid to like buy one, and then I was like gonna like leave it somewhere. Even though like I didn't want to wear it in all my other pictures, so I was like I would have put it down somewhere and left it. But I definitely, when I go back in June, I think I'm definitely gonna get one because it looks so fun. You just like
It does.
like,
It looks
literally
like, I think
playing
that like
as Mario.
brings to like the experience in there.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I was kind of stalking some people who had them while we were walking through, and it just like made the games way like more
For sure.
interactive. And I don't know if this is true or not, but like if you don't have one and you hit the little power ups, it like makes that sound.
No, it
and
does. It does.
Okay.
I tried it. I did.
Yes,
I tried
I did
it
too. Yeah.
because I was like, well, like I think, do I really have to buy one? And then it went and it did that sound.
I was like, that's clever marketing because that's a very like when you hear that sound, you're like, oh man.
I joked. I did it. I was like, well, thanks Universal for calling me cheap. Jeez.
For real. I was like, oh, okay, so this is we're gonna call you out one.
That's exactly what it is. I was like, oh man.
I mean, but obviously it's very strict because Nintendo is like got their hand on it and like they
Yeah.
won't let them do anything. So I get it, but I mean, the way you feel transported, like you can't see any of the other portals from
Not
Nintendo,
one bit. Nope.
and it's higher up.
Yep.
Which is pretty
Mhm.
cool.
I think one of the things that cracks me up, and I'm gonna be a little harsh here, and like I'm an American, but I'm gonna roast on Americans a little bit. But everybody was complaining about the stairs in the park, and I just think like Americans aren't used to cities with stairs anymore because
That's true. That is true.
because there's like so many other European cities that have lots of stairs, and then there's just one city in Arizona that I went to that had like stairs everywhere and it was totally fine. But one of the biggest complaints I've seen from people about the park is the amount of stairs, and coming at it from like a non-disability perspective, obviously, because there's elevators and mobile assistants if you have disabilities, so you do have access to all of those areas. But I just found it hilarious that people were complaining about the stairs.
I will say, stairs in the Ministry of Magic felt like they were never ending. I felt like everywhere I looked,
Well,
there were stairs.
That's
And the
But it
that's
Dungeon
didn't
my,
bother me.
no. So like, if I'm by myself, it's fine. So like, my biggest blemish with it. So if you have kids, especially with the
Yeah.
Ministry of Magic, the way they do their child swap, so they make you go through the queue, and then when you go up the last set of stairs and you come down to get onto the ride, that's when they split you off. They have a cast member take you with. So I had both my children with me, and they literally made me. I had to walk through, and I had to go up like 6 or 7 flights of stairs and go down, like carrying kids. And I'm like, y'all need a better system for this, because like,
Yeah, for
if I was by
strollers.
myself, sure, but like carrying 2 kids, like, that's
Yeah,
no
I feel
thanks.
you on
I,
that.
I also will say though, like on the preview days, the lines weren't 5, 7, 8 hours in the
Yeah, I
in the
know.
queue, so it really did feel like you were walking a marathon.
Yes.
But I think like
Yep.
with the when you have the 8 hour queue going, I think it'll feel less
For sure.
boring,
Yeah.
less strenuous on the legs.
For
I
sure.
don't know, because so we did Ministry of Magic, and I will say, because we had to wait over an hour in that line because the ride kept delaying.
Yeah.
And
Yep. Same here.
we had virtual queue, which they've gotten rid of now, but we had virtual queue, waited an hour, had delays every time. Every time we would go down one flight of stairs, then the ride would break. And so then we'd like be looking at another flight of stairs. And we'd be sitting on the stairs waiting for and so like we'd get to the next flight of stairs and we would think like, oh, the ride's got to be around the corner now, and it wasn't. And it was just playing with our heartstrings. So I will say the way that they did the stairs and that particular ride was a little like a mind game, I feel like. And I don't know if they did that
Trying to psych us out.
Yeah, Ministry of Magic is kind of supposed to be like that. So theming wise, I get it, but also, man, I would not be happy if I had kids.
But that was my only blemish with it. Like that was no other ride was like that. Like every other ride was like either closer or like it wasn't like I don't care about like the stairs and stuff like that. Like even Stardust Racer had a lot of stairs, but like the way they did their child swap was like it made sense. Like it was Ministry of Magic was just like, what do you mean? You make me do a marathon with stairs here.
Yeah, you definitely got a calf workout.
Legit. I was just like, man, I was like drenched with sweat. But I was just like, by the time my wife got off the ride and came down, she goes, were you outside at all? I was like, no, I had to take all those damn stairs.
It's good to know though, because if people are listening and they have kids, then doing child swap.
Yes.
Prepare yourself.
Only blemish though, I will do it again to go on the ride. Like it won't be a deter for me to not go on it, but my only blemish.
Thing I won't do about that ride though, what I saw was shoving people. Like, did you see when it first opened? They were like marathon running to that ride.
What?
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you later. But like they were running, pushing through, running, and then they got blocked by the team members at the end. The look on their faces was priceless.
Can we talk about like theme park etiquette for a second?
Yes.
Because you are at a freaking theme park. Like you were there to have fun.
Well, it's funny too, because like
people.
I saw like big influencers who have a lot of followers doing that.
Yeah, and they were live streamers who were complaining that people were getting in their shot.
Yep,
that literally is what aggravates me.
It's like
because
I will
as a content
punch somebody if they say that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legit. Like
as a content creator, I will wait an extra hour to get the shot over instead of sacrificing someone's guest experience.
Exactly. Yep.
It aggravates me so much when someone does that.
Give me their name. Give me their name. I'm
legit
down right now.
Legit. I will say that's where I think Disney wins with that kind of things, because they do the rope where they walk you to the ride, essentially. So I'm kind of shocked that Universal didn't, because knowing that was probably going to happen, because like that's like lawsuits wouldn't happen if you get hurt.
Speaking of that, I saw like someone posted a video of like them opening the portals, like where they have the manual gate. And,
I saw that.
Complaining, and then one of the comments was like, Disney literally drops a rope, and
literally.
You're complaining about a gate
opening. I did find that video funny though. They were like, this futuristic thing, you just hear a gate push it open in the portals.
Oh man,
Star Trek door.
I do want to do like I saw so many complaints though that the medallions were already sold out, and that because all the media bought it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I guess
should have been limited.
Yeah, or like well, it was limited, but they sold it all to the media.
Yeah, there is this like weird thing with the media and getting items and merch before customers are available to. Like, to me, the opening day medallion should have been saved for the actual
opening day. Yep.
And
I think they should have had two different ones, like an opening day one, and then they had like the grand opening ceremony medallion.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because media should get different stuff than like the regular customer base. And that's how it used to be. But there's like this weird thing where in theme parks right now, media and influencers are like idolized or given special treatment. And used to, media passes were about being like proper journalists and, you know, telling the story and everything. So
yes.
I also think that the problem, not so much a problem, but it wasn't like, it was every type of media was there. So you had influencers, you had actors, news media, travel agents. So it was like, so I mean, and a lot of the like travel agents and journalists, they may not have like a giant following, so they're really just there experiencing the park. So those wasn't like upset that they got it first.
Sure.
But like I still think that they still should have just been like a separate grand opening ceremony medallion and a grand opening day celebration.
I was just upset that In the Parks and Beyond wasn't invited.
Hey, we'll get the expansion. We'll get the expansion invite.
We'll get we'll be at Walt Disney what is it, Dubai or
Abu Dhabi.
I'd be game for that. All right, that'd be so cool. Actually,
I'm really excited because like everyone rightfully so was upset about it. But I will be laughing when those same giant influencers who just jumped on the hate train are like, guys, look where I am.
Legit. Exactly. When it opens.
Is it okay if we talk about that for a minute, since it's like a future?
Hey, we go beyond.
Exactly.
So I had a very mixed reaction to that, because I immediately kind of like saw what Disney was trying to do. There's no parks on that side of the world.
Sure.
So providing parks to people in that area is like a practical Disney thing to do. But then I also understand like Disney is supposed to be this affordable guest experience, or it used to be. It definitely is not affordable anymore. So then I actually have like quite a few friends who work in Abu Dhabi in the theme park industry, and it's like a mecca for innovative theme parks and rides and things like that. So I was like, it makes sense from a theme park perspective that a major theme park like Disney or Universal, and I even texted Josh, I was like, I'm actually surprised Universal didn't try and open a park there, and he said they did try.
It wasn't really Abu Dhabi so much as it was Dubai, so it was like in the Middle East.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I forget what the reasoning. I think it was funding, and then there wasn't like a lot of interest. So I wouldn't be surprised if Universal might pick up and resume that at some point, depending on the success of Disney's park. I will say I read somewhere that they're going to try and make the whole Disney park like enclosed, so it's air conditioned.
Oh.
I don't know if that was a rumor or
so they can do it like
a bubble.
Are they going to do like what casinos do, pump in oxygen so you spend more?
I was like, so are they gonna like put like the park in it like a dome? I don't know. It could just be some influencer just being an influencer and like pulling shit out of their ass, but like
pulling hot air out of.
Yeah.
But I think. Like, I understand where people are coming from with their frustration, but I also think there's this like weird entitlement that a lot of American content creators have with theme parks, and like, why shouldn't that side of the world get a theme park? Yes, it's not going to be the most affordable, but honestly, Disney is not affordable anymore for the average family.
I was gonna say like that park is not built for my financial class. That park is built for the rich of the rich.
You got it.
And most people who go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, they like plan those trips out for a while, and then they go and they do, several extreme real type parks. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Watch them make it DVC only. How funny would that be? The park DVC only.
We don't need another DVC resort, all right?
No, I'm talking about the park.
The whole park is DVC only.
To be fair, though, not every DVC owner is rich. Like, I mean, I could
For
technically go get a contract right now if I really wanted to. Like, I could prioritize that over a new car, but I don't want to. And it'd be like the cheapest of the points. But I will say the concept art does look pretty cool. Which, if you look at the other concept art for the other park that's going to be opening up overseas for Universal in the UK, it all looks epic.
Yeah,
like it has, both of them have epic innovation written all over them.
You got it.
And I do think that even though this is the Epic Universe episode, like I do think that the Abu Dhabi park is going to also be a game changer because of where it is. Like that side of the world, like Abu Dhabi already has so much innovation, and since Disney's only like leasing it and they're not really building it, they're just helping with the design and stuff. I think the technology we're going to see is going to be insane.
Yeah. And you have to, as a theme park fan, you have to be excited about the ride innovation and everything, because like we saw it in what is it, Beijing, and
Universal Beijing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then finally we get that over here. So.
Yeah, it's like I really do think that we're going to see, like, not only at Disney but the OG Universal parks I think they're going to start getting a lot more love, because we already have Rip Ride Rockets closing in I think September.
Yeah, September.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Secret Life of Pets ride, because they just added that photo op and they have them in the windows in the New York area. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's added. But I do think that if you look at the permits, it looks like there's 3 new ride buildings being built, which I think is pretty cool.
Exciting. I haven't looked at the permits in a while, so
like that would be a huge expansion for studios.
Mm-hmm.
That would be huge.
And they're doing the kids park too, or is?
Yeah, that's in Frisco.
Yep.
And that's like strictly
for families.
Yeah.
So I think it's the hotel, and then like then from the hotel you go right into the park, like Helios.
Which is really cool.
I mean, it looks pretty cool. Like that's a really cool concept. Kind of bring a smaller park somewhere. Like I am surprised that they both haven't built parks in Texas yet.
Yep, I was just gonna say that.
Just how big Texas is. Like I get, we don't really need 3 Universals.
So it's like kind of.
I'm gonna tell Lee you said that. But like, I mean, I get like we don't really need 3 domestic Universals and 3 domestic Disneys, but
there's nothing like build as much as you want in Texas. There's like nothing else there. And it's easy to get to from both coasts. So it's like, I'm just kidding, because we have friends in Texas that I know will listen to this. So I'm just giving those people a hard time. But
in fact, that's going to be the preview for the episode.
Yeah. I just hate on Texas.
Oh my gosh. No, I think Texas is a great place because it's very centralized. It's massive. There's several airports to fly into, and the only thing that you really have to worry about is the heat, but it's usually more of a dry heat than like Florida. So I will say that's a plus.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good kind of I really think it's a good way to test the market too. Because if it's super successful, I wouldn't be surprised if they expand into a full-fledged theme park down there.
Mm-hmm.
Or to the side, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I need to find me some kids to borrow so I can take them to the...
Just take Lee's.
You literally take mine.
Jerry would be very happy if you did that he needs a little break.
Just let me go first, though.
Yeah, just rider swap it. The park swap.
Do you know... I have never been on the, what is the ride called in Universal Jurassic Park one that's...
in Hollywood or Orlando?
In Orlando. It's
no,
the kids
Orlando.
Ride.
It's the one that's in Jurassic Park.
The Pterodon Flyers, I think I butchered the name, but...
I was so excited when my son was born, so I said I could finally go on it.
I have wanted to go on that so bad, purely because I can't go on it without
Yep.
a kid.
So I've been waiting for him to get big enough to go on it. I'm like, we're getting closer.
Yeah, let me know the day you go because I'll borrow him too. So
Legit. I've been wanting to go on that for so many years.
we're just gonna pass Jerry's kid around.
Hey, he won't mind. He'll get to go on it. So rent a kid for the day.
I'm surprised it's not a business model somewhere.
That's called human trafficking, Josh.
Oh my god. This episode took a weird turn.
This is the beyond part, Katie. This is the beyond part.
Good job, Josh.
You know what I meant.
Oh man.
This innocent idea has gone wrong.
I don't think we're going to be invited anytime soon.
No, we're not. Oh man, we'd be a PR nightmare for them.
They'll be like, "Oh no, they're here."
Yeah, they're here. Oh man. Oh.
Okay, let's get back on
And
track.
how are we going to recover from that?
So, the Wizarding World, just saying, they also traffic children to Hogwarts. See, look, we're back on track now.
But you're not lying, though.
But do you think that they'll bring Death Eaters during Halloween?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be cool. I hope they do some special Halloween type events there. I don't like it's definitely not set up for a Halloween Horror Nights type event because they don't have like the warehouses and everything. I heard some chatter online that people were like, "Oh, Halloween Horror Nights is moving over to Epic Universe." I was like, no.
At one point, if you look when they like first put it was like kind of like it looked like an accident, but the HHN website did say Epic Universe, and it had both locations on it. It had studios and Epic Universe, but once it was like noticed, it was quickly removed from the website. So I don't know if it was a typo or if it's not supposed to be said yet.
I think it would be cool. Like they definitely could do
or if it's like a single event. Yeah.
Like really well at Epic Universe. I could see those working very, very well, especially if they got, street performers and scare actors that are, out, because the way that it's all set up is it's perfect for scare zones, but for like houses, I don't know.
Yeah, because there's no warehouses, so it'd be hard to.
I will say one of the things I was disappointed about was a lot of the marketing for Monsters Unchained said that there was going to be small jump scares in the queue, and I haven't seen that. Have you guys seen any?
No.
No. I do, but it does. Now that you mention it, I guess I can see the spaces where that would be.
I saw like areas where it could be. So I don't know if that's something that they're going to add on because it was supposed to be similar to like the Mummy, how the Mummy used to be.
Sure, and King Kong had it too.
And King Kong, yeah. But then I know like a lot of people didn't like the jump scares in the queue, and so they kind of got rid of them.
I will say that I'm kind of glad they weren't there because I think we would have been viewed as the worst parents ever because we had our kids in the queue with us, and we were like the only one with kids in the queue. And I'm like, do you think people are like looking at us like we're crazy because our kids are here? Because
you're just desensitizing them to it.
At certain parts, my son was getting a little scared.
Really?
But, like he was okay with it. But like, man, if there was jump scares, I'm like, oh my god.
I think it just depends on the kid. Honestly, how old are your kids again, Jerry? I always forget.
He just turned 2.
Okay.
So yeah, we look like the word. I'm telling you.
No, well, I think honestly it depends because I have been to Halloween Horror Nights with kids who freaking love it.
Yes.
And they are all about it, and they'll like go right up to the scare actors and they'll be like, completely mesmerized by them. And then I've been with other kids who are like, get me out of here, and the parents will, remove them from the situation. But I think it just depends. Like my cousin's kid is it's so funny because she's like Miss Prim and Proper, but she's a little creep and she loves all the scary stuff. And so even though she looks very, normal or whatever, she'll you ask her to paint something and she'll be like painting, death and the Grim Reaper and
Almost sounds like a horror movie.
Might want to get a watch list for that one. But
Yeah.
Jerry's creating future horror fanatics, so that's okay.
Legit.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm hoping they're okay with this, so we can take them to HHN and they actually like it, enjoy it. So fingers crossed.
Hey, I'm on team take the 2-year-old this year.
Anything could happen. I'm not opposed, honestly.
All right. I do think it's a good time to get back on track and do final thoughts, but this is a good one. What do you want to see Epic? What do you want to see the next Portal at Epic be?
I got this. Josh and I were already talking about this beforehand.
Oh,
Me personally, I would love Lord of the Rings.
oh, they're doing that in UK.
Which I think would, like, timeline wise, would be a good way to test it.
Huh. I haven't thought about that.
Because there's 2 portals that can be added. If you look at pads.
I've heard rumors
Pokemon.
that Wicked is going to be added.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I
That's
think
what, yeah.
I think theming wise, there's a lot they can do with it. I'm just not like really into that franchise. So
Same here.
Same.
Yeah.
So I'm not super looking forward to that, but I personally would love to see some sort of like either really old Western or medieval type thing,
That'd be really cool.
which I don't know what they would do with that, but I just like love those, aesthetics, and those are always really fun when you get immersed in those types of theming.
So it's funny that you say Western, because I was actually having this conversation with Jerry, that I would love to have like a Hill Valley type of portal, because there's an expansion pad right next to Stardust Racers, and Stardust has the flux capacitor. So we could have like Back to the Future 3 Hill Valley, where it's all Western.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be really cool. That'd be actually really, really cool.
I think that Universal could pull it off.
That would be amazing.
That'd be super cool, actually.
You have Hill Valley in Hollywood, but then you have Hill Valley in Orlando, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
Maybe Josh, maybe you're in their mind. Maybe they are. Maybe that's why that the Stardust Racers has the flux capacitor on it, because they're foreshadowing.
Because that would be sick. Because imagine FanFest nights in Epic Universe.
That'd be cool.
Mhm.
Like, it's perfectly set up. Like, obviously we don't have the backlot, so we don't have the sets, but they could do a lot with the FanFest nights at Epic Universe,
For sure.
especially if they built that.
Now, with the extra pads that they have, isn't there one that's next to Super Mario World?
Yeah, so there's an expansion pad near Super Mario, but there's also there's expansion room for them to build Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
It's like behind the Burning Blade, and it kind of curves behind Curse of the Werewolf.
Yes. Yep.
And then they also have like backstage area they can kind of cut into. So
Gotcha.
Next to that is like a portal expansion pad, and then next to the portal pad there's 2 expansion pads for Super Nintendo, one for Donkey Kong and one for Super Mario theme.
I was gonna say, for that other portal, I'm wondering like Pokemon maybe.
So I did hear like rumors that Pokemon might take over Simpsons.
Oh,
Mhm.
that would be
I think
cool.
I heard that
Yeah.
I can
too.
see that.
In that they would kind of take over some of the room that went good to Men in Black, because I do think Men in Black's days are numbered.
Yeah, I do too.
So I did see that, but there is also expansion pads in Wizarding World that's huge. Like, it's a huge expansion pad. Because
Mhm.
there was supposed to be a broomstick ride. Like, remember the one that was supposed to go at
yes.
Universal Studios, and then they nixed it. It was supposed to kind of be like a flight of passage ride, but you're on the broomstick.
Gotcha.
So they nixed it, but there's that huge expansion pad in Wizarding World. And Burke obviously has expansion, but Burke's huge already.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Burke is already big as it is.
I know when you're going on Stardust Racers, you can see them doing construction already.
Yeah, actually, they did say they already know what they're doing.
Wow.
They said that they've already started planning the expansions for Epic. They've already started the future of the OG parks. So I do think it's an exciting time to be alive, to be a theme park fanatic.
Wow. That's so cool.
Truly is.
With that being said, I'm Josh in the Parks.
I am Jerry. You can find me at It's a Buzz Life.
And I'm Katie. You can find me at the Magical KTB.
And you can find the podcast on all platforms at In the Parks and Beyond. And so put your hands up because your lap bars are coming up.